I remember when I was a young boy, around about 8 years old, I used to go with my father with him for a run on the weekends. He would meet up with a friend and they would run around this park. It was like a 3K, 5K run, and we'd go on this run together. And I'd be happy because I'd be going with my father, and we were doing this. And his friend, he was a good athlete, and he was a black belt in karate. And at the end of one of the runs, he said, "Do you want to try and do a meditation?" And I had never heard about meditation at all. And so he said, "Okay, sit down." He was instructing my father mainly, but I was joining along. And I sat down on my heels as he instructed in a sort of martial arts way. And then he said, visualize some colors. And I remember seeing these colors. And I remember time just sort of slowing down, and I still have that vivid memory. And I think that was the first time I was introduced directly to meditation. Always growing up through my childhood, I was always quite interested in people who seemed to have the ability to transcend the difficulties of their situation and overcome them accordingly. Somewhat heroic figures. And these heroes that I identified with through television, they had this sort of composure and peace of mind, so that when things were getting really dangerous or very conflictual around them, they were able to act with very cool head, either with violence or with diplomacy, but they were able to solve the situation. So I identified with that, but it was only later in my life, towards my early 20s, that I actually felt a need for doing something different in my life, and it was really just a feeling through my circumstances in life that the way I was living just wasn't actually giving me what I was looking for. There was a sense of crisis around my tools available to achieve what I want to achieve. The first thing I realized is that I didn't know what to do. So I started to look for a teacher in general. And I think this is very important. When you want to start doing something, or you want to start making progress in something, take the benefit of an expert. Try and identify an expert in that field and try and build a relationship with that expert. It will speed up your progress, and it will also reduce the amount of problems that you have on your journey. So I'm a great believer in trying to identify experts in particular fields and taking guidance from them. One of the benefits of meditation is that your ability to focus your mind on something becomes enhanced. So whenever we focus our mind on something, our understanding of that thing becomes better, it becomes deeper, it becomes more accurate, it becomes more exact. So in business, you're making a series of decisions based on the information you have available to you. The more you are able to focus on the matter at hand, the better your decision-making process will be. Oftentimes we make bad decisions because our mind is very scattered and it's not focused. And one of the things that scatters our mind and makes it unable to focus are our emotional states. So when we're very driven by an emotional state, it can be worry, it can be fear, it can be euphoria, it can be passion, it can be any emotional state, envy, greed, whatever emotional state you're experiencing, that will cloud your judgment, and it will stop you perhaps from making the appropriate judgment for any given situation. And what meditation allows you to do is it allows those emotional states to be much more moderated. So those emotional states will still come, but they'll control you or overwhelm you to a much lesser degree. As a result of that, your ability to operate within an organization, to listen to people, to understand what they're saying, to understand where it is they're coming from, and to understand the right way to deal with the situation improves.